Good morning, this is Dr. Rajesh Yadav from Department of Biochemistry, Calcutta University. Today we will discuss about the topic human error. So what is the human ear and what is the main function of the human ear? So first of all we discuss about the external part of the ear, that is called external ear. The main function of the external ear to collect the sound and to reach to the middle ear or tympanic membrane. So in the figure you can see here, this is the external auditory matters, and in the external auditory matters, ceruminous gland and sebaceous glands are present. This is the ear canal, and in the ear canal some muscles is present, that is called external and internal muscles, that will be responsible for the movement of the ear, and especially for the movement of the external ear, which keeps away the mosquitoes and insects from the ear. So the animal has well developed external ear, and movement of the ear they can use, while it is vestigial in the human. The nerve supply in the external ear or in the ear is a facial nerve, that is 7th cranial nerve, and this is the eardrum or tympanic membrane. So sound come and vibrate on the eardrum or tympanic membrane. So through the tympanic membrane, sound enter into the middle ear. So in the middle ear there is three type of the bone, which is looking here. In the next slide we can discuss here. Like you can see here in the figure, in the middle ear has three type of the bone: malleus, incus and stapes. So three ear bone it is also called ear ossicles. So these bones are present in the middle ear, and the function of these bones to amplify the sound, and through the stapes it will enter into the internal ear. So there is two opening of the internal ear. One is a oval window, second is a round window. So through the oval window, sound enter into the internal ear. So this is the structure of the internal ear. The internal ear has two systems. One is a vestibular system and second is a hearing system. So the vestibular system contains semicircular canals, utricle and saccule, while cochlea is responsible for the hearing. If we discuss about the detail of the internal ear, this semicircular canal is responsible for the dynamic balance or angular balance, while utricle and saccule are responsible for the linear movement. And we have already discussed the cochlea is responsible for hearing. So the bony part of the internal ear is called bony labyrinth, while the ligamentous part is called membranous labyrinth. Semicircular canal, you can see in the figure, its terminal part is called ampulla, and it has cupula jelly-like structure present, and cristae is present in the semicircular canal. So with the help of cristae, the fluid move in the semicircular canal, and it rotates according to the moment of the head. When the person change acceleration, the inertia of the fluid change. So next is the otolith organ. Otolith, statoconium, otaconium or statolith is a calcium carbonate structure which is present in the saccule and utricle. So combinedly, saccule and utricle is called otolith organ, and otolith organ is responsible for the linear movement. So it is linear acceleration both horizontal and vertical, while we have already discussed that semicircular canal is responsible for angular acceleration. Now come to the endolymph. Endolymph is present in the cochlear region, and it is also present in the saccule and utricle region. So if we discuss about the structure of the cochlea, there are three chambers present in the cochlea. Outer chamber is called scala vestibuli, inner chamber is called scala tympani, while middle chamber is called scala media. In the scala media, endolymph is present, while in both chambers, scala vestibuli and scala tympani, perilymph is present. The important property of scala media is that it is potassium rich, and sound come from external media, scala vestibular to the scala vestibular to the scala media. So in the scala media and vestibular scala vestibuli, both are separated by the membrane that is called resinous membrane, while scala media and scala tympani is separated by the membrane, basilar membrane. In the scala media, the structure is present organ of Corti, and these organ of Corti have hair-like structure that is called outer hair cells and inner hair cells. So sound from the scala vestibuli is entered into the scala media, and in the scala media it comes to the organ of Corti, and through the organ Corti it comes to the outer hair cells, and through the outer hair cells it comes to the inner hair cells, and inner hair cells it goes to the spiral ganglion, and through the spiral ganglion it comes to the vestibulo cochlear nerve, and through this nerve it goes to the temporal region of the cerebral cortex of the brain where the hearing appears. So this is the structure of the outer hair cells, while these are the inner hair cells, and outer hair cells or inner hair cells both are covered by the tectorial membrane. So this is the tectorial membrane, and the stereo-like hair-like structure appear from the outer hair cell is called stereocilia. So a small structure is called stereocilia, while large structure is called kinocilium. So this is the vestibular system we have already discussed about. This is the structure where this is stereocilia and this one is right hand is a kinocilium. And the moment when the sound comes from the left to right, that means from the stereocilia to the kinocilium bent toward the right direction, and it causes the action potential which travel through the neuron and goes to the brain. While if the sound comes from the right direction, that means from kinocilium to the stereocilium, so it causes the hyperpolarization and it inhibits the action potential. And the important property of the hair cells, it contains minus 40 millivolt potential, which is just opposite to the minus 60 to minus 70 millivolt that is present in the neurons. So what is the reason? The reason is that they can sense movement in either direction, and so they respond when the hair bundle is moved in a non-preferred direction as well as the preferred direction. Now this is the structure of the saccule, utricle and cristae. I have already discussed that saccule and utricle have otolith or otoconia, while cristae is present in the semicircular canal. So the counting the annual growth ring on the otolith is a common technique estimating the age of the fishes. Both stetoconia and otolith used as gravity balance moment and directional indicators in all vertebrates, and have secondary function in sound detection in higher aquatic and terrestrial vertebrates. They are sensitive to the gravity and acceleration. Because of their orientation in the head, utricle is sensitive to the change in horizontal moment, while saccule is for the vertical moment. Statocyst is another structure which is present in the invertebrate, and it is analogous to the otolith in the vertebrates. So it has same function. Mollusk statocysts are the similar morphology and the displacement of sensitive organ of vertebrates. However, the function of the mollusk statocyst is restricted to the gravity detection and possibly some detection of the angular moment. That means mollusk is mainly responsible for the linear moment, gravity detection, and only a small portion of the angular moment. So this is called analogous structure. Now come to the mechanism of hearing. The sound from the eardrum is collected and come to the tympanic membrane and pass in the middle ear. So ear ossicles which is present in the middle ear, they will amplify the sound, and through the oval window it entered into the inner ear. In the inner ear, cochlea is main structure present for the hearing. So the perilymph of the scala vestibuli, and through it pass into the endolymph of scala media. In the scala media, organ of Corti is present, which contain outer hair cells. So the sound come in the outer hair cells, and it depolarize the cells, and now action potential move into the inner hair cells. And through the inner hair cells, it goes to the spiral ganglion, to the vestibulocochlear duct, and it comes to the temporal region of the cerebral cortex where the hearing occurs. Thank you.